President Trump decided to put North Korea on the state sponsors of terrorism list. Now, listen carefully to the reasons he gives for putting them on the list. Check it out.
I want to begin this morning by meeting and by talking about the fact that we will be instituting a very critical step, and that'll start right now. Today, the United States is designating North Korea as a state sponsor of terrorism. Should have happened a long time ago, should have happened years ago. In addition to threatening the world by nuclear devastation, North Korea has repeatedly supported acts of international terrorism, including assassinations on foreign soil. As we take this action today, our thoughts turn to Otto Warmbier, wonderful young man, and the countless others so brutally affected by the North Korean oppression. This designation will impose further sanctions and penalties on North Korea and related persons and supports our maximum pressure campaign to isolate the murderous regime that you've all been reading about and in some cases writing about. Tomorrow, the Treasury Department will be announcing an additional sanction and a very large one on North Korea, and this will be going on over the next 2 weeks. It'll be the highest level of sanctions by the time it's finished over a 2-week period. The North Korean regime must be lawful. It must end its unlawful nuclear and ballistic missile development and cease all support for international terrorism, which it is not doing.
So this story is Trump being a fake tough guy. That's what this is. It's stupidity masquerading as, tough. Oh, this is who I am. I'm tough on crime. I'm a macho man here. Look what I did. State-sponsored terrorism. That's what they are. Okay, so state sponsor of terrorism. North Korea is a hideous, brutal dictatorship. They treat their people horrendously. Full stop. They treat their people horrendously. They are a domestic Satan. Are they on the verge of attacking Canada? Are they on the verge of attacking the United States? Is that what's going to happen? With their military budget of 37 cents, when they can't even keep the fucking lights on at night, they're poor beyond imagination, isolated beyond imagination. Is that what they're doing? Are they like ISIS? You know, they're doing. There was another attack today in a cafe in France, carried out by North Korean jihadists. You're making shit up, dude. You're making shit up. Either definitions mean something or they don't mean something. Now, again, so you could say, well, Kyle, you know, look at his actual reasons, though. He didn't say that they were going to attack a fucking cafe in France or they're a direct threat to Kentucky. He didn't say that. So look at his actual reasons. Okay, let's go to his exact fucking words. Quote, they're threatening the world with nuclear terrorism. And they need to be put on the list, quote, because of assassinations on foreign soil. Donald Trump during the goddamn campaign, it was a big story, that apparently he's asking all the experts, right, so we have nukes. Why can't we use them? I don't understand. They're like, well, you know, not a good idea under almost any circumstance. Really unsafe. Right, but we have them. So why can't we use them? I don't understand. On Twitter, he has repeatedly threatened North Korea and Iran and others. In comments, we will rain fire and fury. Only one thing will work. That was on Twitter. Only one thing will work. Only one thing will work. Other administrations have tried to talk it out. It didn't work. Only one thing will work. What is that? He's threatening fucking regime change. So he himself, according to his own goddamn standard, North Korea did, quote, assassinations on foreign soil. What the fuck do you think the entire drone program is in the United States? What do you think that is? What do you think that is? Not only is it assassinations on foreign soil, 90% of the time getting the wrong people, Trump's first military raid as president, killed an 8-year-old American girl. But assassinations on foreign soil, it's illegal under international law, but it's also illegal under U.S. law because you did not get approval through Congress. When you attack Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya, Syria, Pakistan, Yemen, Somalia, when you attack you didn't get a declaration of war for each of those places. You didn't do that. That's what it is under our Constitution. You have to get a declaration of war for each of those places. They just keep tacking on, I don't know, Somalia, 2001 authorization for use of military force. It's fine. They used the 2001 authorization for use of military force to attack Houthis in Yemen. Houthis. So the people who are fighting Al-Qaeda on the ground in Yemen, they go, that they're basically the same as Al-Qaeda. What? So de facto fighting as allies alongside Al-Qaeda against the Houthis is the same as fighting Al-Qaeda. No, it's not. It's nowhere near it. What you're doing is an global assassination program with your drones. Now listen, you listening right now, you could say, hey, I like that program, fine. But that is what you're doing. It is a assassination program on foreign soil. His reasoning for putting North Korea on the state sponsor of terrorism list is assassinations on foreign soil. By your own standard, you're on that list. And you know who's not on that list? Saudi Arabia. Weird. Fucking weird. Fucking really weird. You must have missed it. You must have glossed over it by accident. There had to be a mistake, clerical error or something, right? Saudi Arabia, who right now is blockading Yemen, pushing the country into famine, millions of people starving to death. There's a cholera epidemic, and they're keeping out the chlorine tablets. This is a country that has been bombing relentlessly. Open-air markets, hospitals, schools for the blind, mosques. They are a terror state. We're supporting them in their terrorism. Nope, Saudi Arabia is good. Israel with their permanent occupation and apartheid, they're good. They're totally good. You know. North Korea, you got to get on that list because, you know, you're unstable and you're threatening the world. That's your entire fucking presidency. And it's not just you threatening, you're actually following through in many instances. That's exactly what you're doing. Yeah, but, you know, we got to add them on the list because they do assassinations on foreign soil. You want to do a breakdown of, I don't even know, which ones are they talking about? Is that a thing? I haven't seen it in the news. If North Korea has done assassination on foreign soil, what are the examples? What are the cases? And by the way, let's compare. How many times did they do it? How many times did the U.S. do it? We'll do as long of a time frame as you want. You want to do it within the past year? We'll do it in the past year. You want to do it in the past 30 years? We'll do it in the past 30 years. Assassinations on... That's our whole fucking foreign policy is assassinations on foreign... So in other words, listen, there is no objective standard. There is no objective standard. You know what they do? This is what they do. We're right by definition. You're wrong by definition. There's nothing empirical about this. There's nothing data-driven about this. There's nothing objective about this. We're right. You're wrong. It doesn't matter what we do. We are always right. And you're evil. That's our standard. It is the dumbest fucking thing. And anybody who cares about objectivity and consistency will look at this and fucking scoff. Scoff at our man-baby president. And of course, final point, this is not a defense of North Korea. I told you, they are a domestic horror show. They treat their own people hideously. There are stories of fucking concentration camps in North Korea. People starving, brutally oppressive. So I'm not defending them. What I'm saying is, your categorization of them, by your own standard, you're also a state sponsor of terrorism. And there's no two ways about that. You could try to counter-argue that, but you're an idiot and you're wrong. You're just wrong. And also, more sanctions not going to do anything. They're a completely authoritarian regime. You think more sanctions is going to change their mind? They're always going to be fine. They are going to be fine. They have all the wealth and the resources for themselves. Well, you do more sanctions, you're just punishing the people of North Korea more, who are already hurting. Some instances, sanctions make sense, in my opinion. Some instances, they don't make sense. We've sanctioned them out the wazoo forever, and we're on the brink of fucking war. I have nothing else to say other than they're an embarrassment. President Trump is a fucking embarrassment.